Alright, you want to see what's going on next at LHT? Let me show you. Okay, this is next on the lift. It's a IS300 with a 2JZ. The customer already installed the engine. He's running the dual turbo setups and wants intercooler pipe in, downpipe, and exhaust. Wants it the LHT way, so he wants everything to fit nice. I see we're pretty tight through here. We want our pipe to go through there. We want a 3-inch on the cold side and 2.5 inch on the hot side. Now what we're going to do is, because this bend is actually a pretty smooth, easy bend, but this one here, to give you an idea how tight that has to be, we're not a fan of those 90-degree couplers, the one that's like a molded 90 down here, because they just don't look good. And usually we don't like to do pie cuts, but in this case I think some properly sized pie cuts will look nice. And something that we see a lot of is someone will pie cut this side but then use a regular bend here, which doesn't look well thought out. So we're going to do pie cuts on both sides so it matches. That way the left and the right looks even. It looks like it's supposed to be, and it looks like it was planned out. And this outlet here on the intercooler, which is 2.5 inch, we're going to cut that and change that to a 3. So the cold side is 3 and the hot side is 2.5. On this intercooler right here, you can see how this comes out. The car is actually sloping inwards. I'm going to show you one of my pet peeves on intercooler piping, and I see this a lot. So I'm going to kind of give you some pointers what to look for. Someone will get a bend like this, put it right on the intercooler. So as you see, this is coming out straight, then it makes a curve. It sticks out past this, which means as your bumper skin goes on here, this pipe is in the bumper skin. So what do people do? Cut a big hole in the bumper skin so you see this big ugly pipe sticking out. What this needs to do is follow this angle right here. Alright, here's the angle I'm talking about. You see from the top, see this angle here? See the intercooler is straight? This is what you'll see. And now I've pointed this out, you're going to see it more and more. This is the wrong way to do it. Looks like crap, doesn't fit, looks well, basically not thought out. This needs to follow this angle here or be behind it. That way when the bumper skin is over here, you're not in the pipe. So we're going to be coming right off that intercooler with a bend and kicking back. Here we are with our bend. I'm going to use this piece that already has a bead on it. We're going to put it around here. I'm going to clean the inside of the pipe first. You see, as we cut it, we end up with the raggedy edge on the inside. We're going to clean that off. Previous video I talked about this tool. This tool is 40 years old this year. Crazy. One of our other videos, I'll talk about this tool. So, see, takes that edge off there. That way when it's welded, we don't have a yucky edge. Do the same on our piece right here. Nice and clean. Yep. Alright, let's see it in the hole. This is a 2nd generation MR2 turbo. This is a pretty rare car, especially in this kind of condition. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick walk around, let you see it. We used to see a lot of these cars back in the day, but of course, like everything else, they're getting kind of rare, and the ones that you do see are pretty high miles. You can see how nice this one is. It's got the work wheels. And look at the interior. Look at that for the driver's seat. That's one that usually gets tore up. Passenger seat. The best of all, look at the miles. 30,000 original miles. And it is a manual car. It's a pretty rare combination. Very cool T-top car. Customer brought it in for us to do a leak down and compression check. Kind of basically give him a look over of the engine and condition. And this one is perfect. Passed with flying colors, everything came out. And that's it. I'm going to talk about a type of bend here. We see this a lot too. It's called cheating a bend. When you cheat the bend, this is a 90-degree bend, right? So from this tangent here to this here is 90 degrees. One of the tricks that people do to try and get more than a 90 or to make the 90 tighter, this would be cutting here would be a 90. And if you cut this way, you'd have less than a 90. Cutting this way, you'd have more than a 90. Because imagine that tangent point this way to get, say, 100 degrees, you would cut it here. So we see a lot of this kind of stuff. So what they would do is they would cut like that. So that to some looks good. It looks terrible. Let me show you one that I just cut on a scrap piece so you can see what it looks like. That. We've all seen this. This bend here, see it's cut into the bend. This should be out here. And someone will do this to get a bend to be more than a 90, like 100 or 110. This is the bend we just made, the segment bend. As you see, this is a 115-degree bend. By adding these up, the radius that we use, adding these up to a straight gives 115 degrees. Which one looks better? Which one is going to flow better? So look for this. You're going to see this. A lot of people like this. Alright, this is the outlet from the factory turbos right there. It's a 3-bolt, but it's kind of an offset 3-bolt. You can really see it. We don't have that flange, and I don't know where we can order one in a decent time frame, so we are going to make it. Okay, I hope you liked the video on the IS300. As you see, we do a lot of custom piping and exhaust intercooler. Just want to give you a quick heads up of what else is going on in the shop. We are working on the K-site. You'll see on our previous videos, we've got part 1 and part 2. I'll put those in the link, but right now, engine's back in, paintwork is done. A lot of extra little things going in there. A lot of LHT, TLC. AC is going in this car, power steering. We're adding cruise control. It's one of our options for this car. As you see, it's looking really nice in there. So tune in for part 3. If you don't already, subscribe, All it does is let us know that you are watching and lets us know what to put up. Hope you enjoy it. I'm John from LHT.